So let's begin. First of all, welcome. My name is Caroline Bernier. I'm a research engineer from CEA, and I am the coordinator of the CIRPASS consortium. And so we have a very busy agenda today, and more than 2,000 people registered to connect and see the live stream today. So since we have a very busy day, we'll start immediately with a welcome word from William Neale from the European Commission, DG Environment. William?
Thank you, Caroline. Welcome, everybody. Wow. 700 online, I heard. That's quite incredible. It's showing an amazing amount of interest. It's my honour to welcome you as the hosts on behalf of our team in the European Commission. I'm William Neale, as Caroline said, from DG Environment. And we've forged a team within the Commission services over the last 5 years, a really excellent team, and I think colleagues have become friends. And as you can see, we're covering different services, a wide variety of different services. You don't need to look at the detail on this, but it's just to show, you can see in the top right-hand corner that we have colleagues coming from the services responsible for digital technologies, Connect, our internal digital services, Digit, ENA, which is our Energy Directorate General, who is responsible for the Ecodesign Directive as it is, and the EPREL database, DG Environment, DG Grow, which is the Industry and Single Market Directorate General, and DG Taxud, which is responsible for the single customs window and those elements. So you can see that we're dealing with a very complex range of issues. And of course, we're all part of the wider family of the Ecodesign for Sustainable Products Regulation, which is covering even more services. So our objective today is to give you all a better understanding of the digital product passport as it stands today, and the current and future challenges and opportunities. All of you come from diverse perspectives and different levels of knowledge, so I hope that we will manage to pitch to everybody's level, whether you're coming more from the digital side or the environmental side, the business side, wherever. Later we're going to go into the detail more on the what, the how and the when, but I wanted to start off by putting it in the context of the why. The first time I heard about the idea of a digital product passport was in 2012, when it was amongst the recommendations of the European Resource Efficiency Platform. And fundamentally, it's all about resources. Global material use is increasing exponentially. If you want the latest figures on this, you can see the report, the Global Outlook report of the UN International Resource Panel, which was published on Friday. Europe is lacking in many of those resources, for domestic sourcing of those resources for strategic and critical materials as well. And the impact of resource extraction and processing is driving 50% of greenhouse gas emissions and 90% of biodiversity loss and water stress. So in the context of this sort of great acceleration of resource use globally, we have to find a way to maintain or improve our well-being whilst we decouple this from resource use. There we go. From resource use and its impacts. So basically this means getting more added value from each ton of materials, whether we do that A, through resource efficiency in production, B, through using materials in the form of products and assets for longer and using them more optimally in the use phase, or C, by ensuring that when they are finished in that functional use, that they are recycled at high quality and high volume. So those words, efficiency, value creation, value retention, are also words that the business community understands. And in the face of global pressures on resources, businesses will be obliged to adopt more circular practices. But the lack of data flowing along value chains has been a significant obstacle to them doing that, which is why the digital product passport will be such a powerful tool. So the European Green Deal called for a green and digital transition. It opened a window for us to push circularity and sustainability through products policy, through single market policy. And we chose the vehicle of Ecodesign, which had already proved to be very successful in delivering major energy savings through physical requirements on energy-related products. This was groundbreaking, and my colleague Michele will go into more detail on how that fits into the Ecodesign regulation later on. So, ladies and gentlemen, we organised this event at a very important juncture. We saw the agreement, the deal on the Ecodesign for Sustainable Products regulation on the 19th of December. So we have a fairly stable base there and a stable timeline. And whilst the co-legislators were actually doing that deal and negotiating article by article, we didn't waste time. We set about thinking about how we could build the foundations for the digital product passport to make it successful in terms of the architecture, the standards, and the operating systems. And we brought in the expertise and the experience of stakeholders and experts. And we will take particularly stock of 3 of those projects today. The CIRPASS project, for which this event is really the concluding event, along with Project Information 4.0 and the Battery Pass. All of these projects have provided vital inputs for our work. They will not define or determine it in the end. In the end, that will be the responsibility of the European Commission, of course. But they've been an extremely valuable input. And now I will leave the floor to Caroline to explain how those projects will fit together and what the rest of the day holds for us in terms of the agenda. So, Caroline, it's over to you.